Hello and welcome everybody to this very short tutorial on how to do your own skins and tattoos and paints for your character in Ark. This is as per the request, so here it goes. What I'm using is a Photoshop and Ark Paint Editor, two essential tools for it, and it's not very hard. It's just a case of getting your grip on the how the model is actually UV unwrapped. Because once you get it downloaded to a file, it looks a little bit odd. But to start off, if you had a blank project, I would go into the painting, and of course, when you're doing the painting, I recommend doing it in single player because you can spawn yourself all the colors for next to nothing, actually for nothing. And it's much easier to navigate. You don't have any lag. It's a much better working environment than anything else on multiplayer. So if you want to start to paint the character, you need to apply a color to the brush first, before you can drag it onto the character, which I think that's standard for the dinosaurs as well. So once you have the paint on the paintbrush, just drag it onto your character. And the first thing I would recommend doing is to color your character completely in one color to give yourself a guide on how everything's laid out, because the character is cut in several places, so it looks like that. So that is actually, I've painted the whole character in green. And once it's loaded up, that's the rubbish you get. So you got the front and back, legs, arms, the face, hands, feet, and that's effectively what you'll have to work with. So once you have everything painted in whichever color you choose, the first thing you need to do is just save the paint. And the reason you want to do that is because you need a correct character format to work with. So we're gonna just save this one, set it, and that's done. If we jump to the actual folder where all of your paintings are stored, and it will be whichever drive you have your Steam games on, and folder for the Steam library, and within the Steam library you'll have Steam Apps Common, Ark, Shooter Game, Saved, My Paintings. My Paintings folder, it contains every single thing that you save. I mean, I've chucked in a lot of images in here because that's my working folder as well. So if we look for a tutorial, it should be in here somewhere, if I can find it. There we go. So it saved it as a tutorial underscore player pawn test underscore mail underscore c underscore 38. Well, whatever the name you'll choose for your file, there is a character limit. I'm not sure what it is. The best thing to do is just to check. Let's do it now actually. So save 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 1 2 3 4. There you go. So it goes, you got 15 character limit. If you'll ever get to a point where you actually want to rename it, stick with that limit. If you go over the limit, it will not show on the list when you want to load it up. It'll be missing from here. It will be also missing from here if you do anything with that suffix. So player pawn test mail C and whatever number it is, sequential I guess. That always needs to be there. It's the numbering you can actually adjust to suit your needs. It just dictates how up or down the list it'll actually show. So if you have your favorite ones, you can chuck them in as 1 2 3, and the rest of them slightly lower, and you'll always have your favorite ones on the top. So once we have the file, the game has saved the correct UV mapping here. So what we will need is the Ark Paint Editor. It's a very nifty little program. I like it a lot. So we're gonna load the Ark paint file. Open it up. So it loaded what I had painted on my character, which is the Punisher mask. So you need to export that to work with it. So you choose Save as Image, and yeah, call it whatever. Let's put that as a save. So assuming that you've painted your character, so you would have everything in here like this image shows. You save that as your PNG file, and then you can open it up in any editor you have. I have made a template that I always work with, and that template is a PSD layered file, and what I always have is the well, transparent background to start with. Then I have the mask as a layer that I use to actually lay things out properly, and then its layers on top is basically whatever you want to do with the file. I don't think there is a bad or good way of doing it. It's just a trial, because the because of the how the character is split in various parts. It'll take some getting used to adjust it properly to see what fits where, and what, if you want to go over certain areas, where it will actually show here. So it's always better to start with a simpler design or partial design, and then do some drawing directly in game to extend the lines, you know, to polish the design and make it pop. So let's create something. Having loaded the template, let's just do some tribal from just got it from the internet. We're gonna drag that onto our template. We're gonna get rid of all the white, because we don't need the white. Might not be a good idea to do it like that, so let's do it in another way. Select color range, and we're gonna pick just the black stuff. Bam. Invert the selection. That's as usual not working as I want it to work. There we go. It's not perfect, it doesn't really matter. Just gonna color it, fill it white, so that gives us something to work with. And there is several steps that you need to be aware of, but for the moment let's just put any design really. Let's just make it a bit bigger. I'm gonna put something on the actual body, and to make sure that you don't go over any of the areas that you don't want, just make sure that you erase first thing, you erase the areas that are colored in your template color, and just to make sure that you're not using up extra paint that actually does not show anywhere, but the game will actually calculate it, and if you'll paint everything white and will not show any transparency between the parts of the body, it will tell you that it needs like 3000% white, which will be a bit ridiculous if you want to share your design with somebody else. So the best way to do is to select all the areas that are the template areas. Let's invert that selection and delete everything in between. So now all the white that was in between the parts has disappeared. So now we have a some sort of a tribal on the chest. Oh, it might be actually the back. Let's have a look in a second. So once you've finished with your design, you just switch off the mask, and there are a few steps to follow now, because there is a limit in number of colors that you have in your game, and Photoshop or any other graphics program will definitely make anti-aliasing, and it'll do shading and different shades of white, and the game will go bonkers. It will tell you that it needs white, silver, slate, and all different colors. So you need to save that for web as a PNG 24 transparent as a first step. Let's call it tutorial 111 whatever. Save that. So once you're done with that, you actually open it up again, and what you need to do is to make sure that that color range is very limited. So I always go to a mode and I change it to indexed color, adaptive index color, and you choose effectively not one but two, three colors. That's not good. Why is it doing that? Perceptual local adaptive. It's showing too many in my opinion. Oh, let's see what it does actually. Let's do the indexed adaptive full. I'm gonna do 3 colors. Okay, that not sure if that's exactly. Did I have the white? Yeah, I had the white color. Okay. Anyway, so once you limit the amount of colors on your template, you just save that again, and you can go back to your editor, and because you've already loaded the male character PNT file once, it sort of remembers, because as you've noticed I didn't actually choose any of the templates because there are no templates for the characters here. So even if you're working on something that you worked before, it's always good to load any male character PNT file first and then do your load image for whatever work you were doing, to make sure that the program remembers which format for which character it's supposed to save. So we're gonna do load the image to 111. Do you want me to reduce the colors of the image? Yes, why not? So it loaded up the white tribal in its place. You can always choose to select show costs. It'll tell you what color it will actually require from you, and it's telling you that it's require 1 dye of white, which is brilliant. If we didn't do the color reduction before, it would most likely ask for silver, slate, or whichever color close to white it would find within the pixels. So once you have that loaded up, you can just go straight to save as Ark Paint file, call it anything you want, save that, and that is ready to be. You don't want a preview, that's ready to be used. So if we jump back in the game, and you need to exit the painting and apply painting again for the folder to refresh, and we can load it up if we'll find it. Tutorial 22, 42% of white coloring, select paint. It is actually on the back, so let's have a look what we've done. There it is. And that's effectively it. Oh, it's not helping much, is it? That's better. Let's have a look at it. There you go. So with a bit of playing, tweaking, and a bit of creative spirit, you can pretty much do anything you want, and it is not very hard, as you've seen, and the results can be quite good if you place everything in the proper place. So I think the only thing for you guys to do is just to crack on and start experimenting with it, because it's quite a good fun, and later on it's extremely easy, and you modify everything and then you end up with cool tattoos, and you're basically making your character a one-off on your server. Well, unless everybody starts using your designs, and then everybody has some tattoos of yours. But I think that's everything. If I've missed something out or something is unclear, please do let me know. I'm currently trying to be active on my YouTube channel, and I'm very happy to answer all the questions, or possibly record something I've missed out or I've done too quickly. If you want some tutorials on Photoshop and how to design stuff, I'm more than happy to do that as well. Basically just drop me a comment and let me know. So thanks very much, and have fun.